lesson that Mom ever taught me, though, was this one. She told me there would be times in your life when you have to choose between being loved and being respected. Now, she said to always pick being respected. I believe we have become paralyzed by our desire to be loved. Now, our founding fathers had the wisdom to know that social acceptance and popularity were fleeting, and that this country's principles needed to be rooted in strains greater than the passions and the emotions of the times. But our leaders today have decided it's more important to be popular, to say and do what's easy, and say yes rather than to say no, when no is what is required.
Well, I'll hand it to Christie and the Republican Party. They have been willing to say no a lot. They said no to the American Jobs Act, which would have put 2 million Americans back to work. They said no to the next generation of seniors who are expecting Medicare and Social Security. They said no to extending unemployment benefits. They said no to food assistance for poor people. They said no to natural disaster relief for hurricane and tornado victims. They said no to women who want to collect equal pay as men or who want access to contraceptives. They said no to environmentalists who want the air we breathe and the water we drink to be safe. They said no to blacks and other minorities who want to vote. They said no to unionized public employees like teachers, cops, and firefighters who want to be able to collectively bargain. I mean, in other words, Christie and Republicans have a record of saying no a lot, but pretty much exclusively to working people, poor people, women, seniors, minorities, the sick. You get the picture. But at the same time, Republicans love to say yes to people who have more than 6 zeros in their bank account, or sit in corporate boardrooms, or build weapon systems. Despite more than a decade of Bush tax cuts that have exploded our budget deficits, dramatically increased wealth inequality, and crashed our economy, Republicans are sucking up to millionaires and billionaires, offering them more tax cuts, the ways guys in Bachelor reality shows are bringing roses to the women that they want. Despite rampant fraud on Wall Street, trillions wasted in bank bailouts, and outright predation coming from the financial sector, Republicans can't say no to the banksters when they ask for more handouts and fewer regulations. Despite catastrophic oil spills, record cases of autism and cancer, soaring gas prices, Republicans can't say no to the oil barons who want to keep collecting billions in taxpayer subsidies and have virtually no federal oversight over how they run their drilling operations. Despite a health care crisis in the United States, Republicans can't say no to private health insurance CEOs who make a living denying sick Americans the health care they need to survive. Despite more than a decade of war, thousands of U.S. soldiers dead, and a military budget that's bloated and fraught with waste, Republicans can't say no to defense contractors, which is why Republicans are doing all they can to reverse the automatic defense cuts coming down the pike at the end of the year. The point is, Christie and the rest of the Republican Party say there's something courageous or respectful about saying no. And they might have a point under certain circumstances. But when the only people they're willing to say no to are the most vulnerable among us, and that's not courage. That's not respect. That's cowardly. That's how bullies behave. It's far more courageous to take on those in power. It's far more respectful to tell those who have money and influence that it's time to make some sacrifices. To tell the Koch brothers and General Electric and Goldman Sachs and United Healthcare, no. And while Republicans are willing to do that, until they're the ones willing to speak truth to power, we can't take a damn word they say about no or respect seriously. It's just another con job. And we, the people, need to be waking up all our friends and neighbors to that Republican con job.